Dear friends, greetings to you. Sudhir Balachandran here with yet another small capsule on infrastructure selection. Now, there's a lot of difference of selection of a flat when you come down to a small city like Palakkad and when you make a decision in cities like Coimbatore, Hyderabad, Bangalore, Chennai, Pune, Delhi, and Bombay, and all. Your priorities, what you set, will be totally be different than what the priorities should be in a city like Palakkad. Those are tier 1 cities which I'm talking about, or tier 2 city. Palakkad is a small developing place which has just come down to the tier 2 level. So, the essential priorities, what the customer keep in their mind while selecting a flat, is entirely different from the metros. Especially for the people who are arriving at Palakkad from the metros, dear friends, you should keep this thing into mind. Now, what are the pivotal points that you need to address, or what are the factors that people normally look on for selecting a flat in Palakkad? I will be listing it down. The first one and the foremost one, there is no other alternative, is location. In Palakkad, the customers prioritize a flat's location, looking for proximity to workplaces where the people are still in working mode, whether they are bankers, whether they are doctors, whether they are advocates or office goers and all. They would love to have a place which is very, very near to the place they work on. Schools, hospital, and public transport, everything. That's a package that I have always been telling to my customers who are looking a property in Stadium Bypass Road, one of the premium locations Hanko has recently bought up. And our Fort Height Tower 1 and Tower 2 provides all these things. And all the customers who have taken the flat here, they have only selected this flat only for one reason, that is the beautiful location and accessibility to all those points what I've just mentioned to you. Now, they also look for amenities, because a place which is centralized in Palakkad and a modern construction, they should certainly have the accessibility to amenities such as clubhouses, play areas, budget friendliness, and the overall neighborhood lifestyle and safety. Neighborhood, we are all surrounded by doctors, we are all surrounded by specialists, we are all surrounded by posh franchisee and shopping center, and the neighborhood, the entire Tower 1 and Tower 2. If you see the profile of people who have taken or owning the flat, they are far different from the profile of the local people who are owning the flats elsewhere in any other apartments which is available in Palakkad. Now, strong connectivity again is looked into. Now, what is strong connectivity? Like modern design, quality construction, and good investment potential, they also keep it in mind. Now, when I talk about location and connectivity, as I just mentioned you, this is the most important point while selecting a flat. You may have different priorities, but if you miss on this particular priority, then you had it. Now, proximity to essential is the first characteristic or first thing that you have to consider. Now, what is it? Proximity to essential means buyer wants to be close to workplaces, schools, and hospitals, and the shopping centers. All and everything is surrounded in Fort Height, in Stadium Bypass Road, isn't it? Accessibility. Now, what is that? Easy access to public transport like buses, railway station, as well as major road is very crucial. Isn't it our Fort Height just across a road which is always live throughout the day and night? Auto rickshaw, cab, ambulances, buses, everything you will get it. Is there any other place in Palakkad where you have such kind of frequency of public transport and easy accessibility? No, perhaps no. Third is neighborhood. Now, this is a very posh area. I always have been telling my friends, the areas what we have surrounding the Fort Heights is all specialist doctors, they are professionals, and even the lands what we have, they all belong to doctors only in and around Fort Heights. Customers consider overall lifestyle and safety of the neighborhood. If the neighborhood is a remote place, the people living around the area is not good, then certainly you don't have any proper lifestyle to live on. Now, as I mentioned about this thing, you should always have certain amenities and facilities, which is always being given in priority in Fort Height. Now, what are the amenities and facilities? Like many modern comforts. What is modern comforts? Many look for a combination of comfort and convenience with amenities like clubhouses, children's play area, parking facilities. These are all desirable things, isn't it? Everything taken into consideration in Fort Hyde in Palakkad. Quality and design. The quality of construction, the material used, and the design, whether it's modern or traditional, are important factor for the long-term satisfaction, which customers always consider. Construction is going on. You can anytime visit and you can easily see what is the material, what we are using. Both Tower 1 and Tower 2 and the entire project of Fort Hyde is RERA controlled. So whatever we have mentioned to RERA, the same items and same things has been used for the construction. These are all A quality items what we are giving you there. Now when we talk about this, so there are certain financial and investment consideration also which customer needs to take care. Now what are these financial and investment consideration I am going to touch upon. First is budget. Now a person can spend a huge amount of money in Ernakulam, a person can spend huge amount of money in Thrissur, because a person can spend huge amount of money in Calicut. Now these cities are totally different, and you understand, if you have to spend the same money in Palakkad, is it worth spending? Will you get the returns of the investment what you're making in Palakkad compared to what you invest in Thrissur, Ernakulam and Calicut? Think it over. My answer is no. So always people love to have something within their budget. They don't want to cross. In Palakkad, people are very, very shy to invest more than 1 CR, 1 crore and all. They're very, they take it backward because returns of investment is very less in Palakkad. That is one factor you have to consider while selecting. If you select a flat somewhere in the outskirts or where the value of the property is not getting enhanced, then you hand it. Even 4 years, 5 years, 10 years, there will be no increment to the investment that you made. But perhaps the property what you've taken, like Fort Heights, Tower 1, the customers will perhaps know at what rate you have bought, and within 2 years, what is the demand that you're giving to the customers who are asking for these flats. Now that is return to investment. Now budget means finding a flat that fits within the allocated budget will be a primary concern of people who are selecting a flat in Palakkad. And they should be even the people who are even looking for an investment potential. Now I already mentioned that investment potential in places in Palakkad is very crucial, because if you go to certain areas, there will be a good builder, there will be a good design, it will be facing very good things. But if it is not a proper commercial or an area where the cost gets enhanced, your investment will be a dead investment. Now what is that? Palakkad is considered as a good area for real estate investment, provided you select a flat in a very real location. So customer look for high returns of investment, that is ROI is always preferred. So when a customer prefers ROI, I personally feel Stadium Bypass Road, that is Fort Hyde, is the first thing what the customer will never miss out, because the real investment return you will only get it in such kind of places. Resale value. Now where do you get the resale value? The long-term value of the property is a factor, obviously, in decision-making process. Now so there are certain places where you are seeing the board kept for such a long time, the property is not moving. The day we announced the sale of Tower 1, within 3 to 4 months, around 70% of the property was sold out. Tower 1 now presently is fully sold out. In Tower 2, only few flats are left, few flats. Why that is? Only because of the location. And people understand that the resale value, the value for investment is always good. So dear friends who are planning to own a flat, you may be having fancy reasons to have priorities. But in a place like Palakkad, these things, if you don't take into consideration, you're certainly going to be landing in a huge problem. Now, my experience, because I have taken some land and all, I've taken some properties. So with everything, what I have decided in future is, if I am taking something, it should be on the heart of Palakkad in a places like Stadium Bypass Road, like Fort Heights. Good location, proximity to all the essential and luxuries, and a better investment rate of returns what you get, as well as resale value. What is the rental what you expect in this area? Nothing less than 25,000 rupees a month. Can you get the same rent in the other places where the other location flats, other flats have been located? Perhaps no, because I have my friends, I know that what are they paying as rent and what the people are charging here. Already arranged, already agreement has been signed. The sooner we give the what do you call a property, the first rental what we are going to start is with 25,000 rupees. Don't miss out. Only few flats remaining. Change your decision to the tune of what a customer would always look in Palakkad. Don't bring in the priorities of a metro city to Palakkad. It never works out. Health is important, doctors are important, hospitals are important, necessities are important, and with these you will always have a safe and healthy living. My best wishes. I hope my capsule will really be useful for many of the customers who would love to seek a good property in a pivotal area, in a priority area in Palakkad, like Fort Heights in Stadium Bypass Road. Thank you, bye bye, and good luck.